Hello everybody, I think I'm live. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. I use OBS. It's just not been working well for me lately, so that's been a lot of my technical issues. So today we're going to run from my other camera because OBS did not want to recognize my other view camera. So this is what we're going to have to deal with today. I'm sorry, ladies. Hi, Chrissy. Thank you for joining in. Okay, so in our last class we made this on a 10-inch frame, making it as a set to put in my Etsy shop. This one I figured maybe could go in a nursery or someone who likes these colors for fall. So today we're going to make the other piece that goes with it. It's not a grapevine. We're going to make this because I want to get this put together and put in my Etsy shop. So I just found a container that I liked. I really like these tin ones because they can be painted if they want to change it up a little bit. Hi Rhea, how are you? So I have a big block of foam that I cut off of. I use a good sharp serrated knife, and I filled my container. I glued it in, so it doesn't have to be really pretty. It's all going to be covered. So we'll just set that to the side. So the next thing you're going to do at this point is you want to cover that with moss. So I'm just going to take my hot glue gun here and drizzle a bunch of hot glue in on top here. Hi Johnny Lynn, how are you, honey? And I'm going to pull a handful of this out, and it stretches, okay? So stretch it apart and lay it in there. I pick up all these little pieces that fell too and stick those in there. They'll adhere to that glue. You don't want to use more material than you have to, but moss is cheap, so I just want to make sure I get all that covered so you can't see it. I might put just a little more in on the sides there. I'll bring this over here because I'm going to be using my glue gun. So there we go. And that just gives nice coverage for all of that green moss. All right, now we're making this little arrangement to go with the wreath out of the leftover pieces that we had from last week. Okay, so here's all my little cut pieces, and I've got the flowers. I don't know if I'll use them all. Here was the filler flower we used. I am gonna have to use probably some of another bush. We cut off one of them, probably gonna need a little bit more, but we'll see. We may only use the rest of that one bush. And then these leaves I might use. They come off of another project, but they were just laying here on my table and they really match. So if I need something, I have these that I can throw in as filler. So again, we're just using the supplies that we didn't use on the little baby wreath. Put that in my glue pot, let it melt down. All right, so we're done with the moss. I'm going to put it away. Now the next thing we do is we figure out size. I've got a small one, a medium-sized head, and a really big head. Okay, we don't want this to be as big as this. We don't want this to overpower this. They come together. So we may just use the two smaller ones. This is a very small container. So let me just see how I like it here. Let's I'm gonna have to where's my scissors? Do like a, you know, like when you take the sheathing off of wire, I'm gonna take the plastic sheathing off of this because it gives the actual wire stem here. So just cut off some of the sheathing, so that's the part that I'm going to stick down into if I use this one. I'm gonna test it and see the height first. Yeah, thinking maybe it's too high. So, well, I didn't really mean to do that. Doggone it. There. The wire part came out, so we're just gonna put it back in. So again, I stripped the sheathing and gave us a nice stiff wire to work with. All right, since this is my medium-sized one, I'm gonna put it right smack dab in the center. So find the center, push it all the way down in, and then kind of give it a little bend. So it's just a little bit tilting front, like that, okay? Now let's see if we're gonna use this big one or not. I really don't think I like the big one. I don't have any hydrangea in that. It is just this and the roses. Maybe we do something else with that in a minute. Okay, so there's that one. Let's take some of the sheathing off of this one. Now this one's going to sit a little shorter in the container, so let's see. It's okay if there's, you know, a lot of stem. That just means it's going to go all the way down, but you can't use too much stem because it'll go all the way to the bottom. And this one needs to be glued in as well. So when you're removing sheathing from this type of bouquet that's been already pre-put together and they've got that thick plastic stuff on there, make sure you're reassembling so they stay together. Because they put glue up in that plastic sheathing to help hold it on. So that's all. Alright. And I like the look of the sheathing personally. That's why I don't pull it off. It makes it look more realistic. Whew. Let's see here. Gonna need a little bit more cut off. Just like that. So this one's going to come right in front of the other one, except for it's going to sit a little lower. See how that is? Hi, Carolyn. All right, so this one we can actually make stand a little taller there. Yep, perfect. Actually, I didn't glue it in, so let's put it a little further back. I'm gluing in now. There we go. Whew. Hot glue, hot glue. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is put in a little bit of these leaves. Alright, so remember these condense, they cinch up. So some we're going to cinch, some we're going to leave taller. Okay, we just take and turn each individual little, you know, vein off of it in a different direction. Okay, just like that. And we're going to come in behind this to give a little bit of a back for this taller one here. Go in, go in. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to put 3 pieces, one kind of on either side and one right behind it. Hi Sherry. Hi John. How is everybody? I don't know if y'all can hear me well or not. I've got the fan going full force over here. It is hotter than I don't know what out here. I work out of my garage, so I'm thinking about getting an air conditioner or something for back here because this is crazy. All right. So we got those pieces put in. All right, now we're going to take and cinch some up so they're a little shorter. Then we're going to come to the front. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad to know y'all can hear me okay. Alright, so we're just coming to the outside here a little bit and putting in the cinched up pieces just like that. There we go. This is going to come in straight across. So we have our 3 pieces back here that are taller that kind of they're the background for this tall one. Then we're going to come here in the center and put 2 shorter ones on either side. There we go. Now let's see what we have for these pink pieces, because we're probably going to have to pick these. But we'll see. Some of them are single pieces, so I know we will. All right, we've got this one thick piece with a bunch of branches on it. Oh yeah, Carolyn, it's I don't know if you can see me. I'm drenched. So if you see me wiping my upper lip, that's just, I'm sorry, I can't help it, y'all. I'm not trying to be gross. That's why I choose the later time slot, you know, because I can't get out here in the heat of the day. All right, so this piece is going to come right behind that big center flower. And it's got all the little pieces, so you can kind of spread it out. And then we're going to take some of these smaller pieces and they're going to go kind of in the middle. Let's see, we've got the white airy flowers though that we need to add a couple in, so it pulls in everything from the other design. Let's see, this one, yeah. So we're going to come in behind with one little bundle of the white filler flower. We're going to come directly back here and kind of insert it in. But we want it a little tall so it can do its thing, dangle in the wind. All right, we're going to take another one and we're going to put it down in here. But maybe not, you know, such a big one. We have all different size little bundles off of this one bush. So we've got 4 pieces. I don't think we're going to need all 4 pieces. Here's one more big cluster that maybe I could do down here. And then we've got little ones. Oh, let's do it back there. And then we'll just fill in with the little ones. How about that? So take this other big cluster. We're going to come on the other side, kind of to the back of this rose. And they don't have to sit the same height. Actually, I don't want them sitting the same height. One is a little higher, one is a little lower. Can you see? So this one back here is a little higher, this one's a little lower, but still this medium head flower is at the top. All right, so now we're going to take, we have 3 more. We're going to put one of these between the 2 pink, rosy pink flowers here. That will break up those 2, but this one's going to sit kind of a little lower than this pink one. Okay, so it's going to sit down in the design just a little bit. So when you're thinking about building this design, think of taller in the back, shorter as you go down to the front, okay? All right, so these 2 are going to go right in here, I believe. They don't need to be super long. Go. I'm going to bring this last piece over here to this side of the little rose. Like that. I think I need a little piece of this right down here in front of that little rose. So I'm going to cut a piece of that in half. Then I'm going to come down here in front of the rose and stick it down the very front. The very front. There we go. I've got glue flying everywhere. All right. Now we have more of these little pink pieces, and I don't know about these leaves. I don't hate them at all. I kind of like them. I'm going to put one in and kind of roll with it for a second here. Like that. It's just another texture. I'm going to put one more on the other side, I think, and not use all 3. There we go. So that sits in there nicely. Then we'll put some of this little pink fuzzy stuff in there, and all is well with the world. Let's see. And I think one more piece on the other side. I think these 3 little pieces, and we're going to be done. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 little single pieces, and we're going to flank each side of this little rose on the bottom here. Go. Take one more on the other side. And then one more little piece right up here in front, I think. Let me get it right up here. I got glue on the pot. There we go. Woo. That needs to go in more. Pulling it out. Let's try a different piece. None of them have long stems on them, dang it. Alright, we'll make do. Just getting all the glue off that I strung everywhere. Alright, this is the last piece. I think, let's see. Now, let's put one more back here. Just balancing it out, and this other side needed a little bit of balance. There we go. Okay, if you see some of these are too tall, you can, you know, bend them where they need to be. Or you can cinch down some of the pieces. There we go. Woo! Hot. Okay, here we go. So we have the centerpiece, or the the arrangement. And the wreath. What do y'all think? So for the materials in both of these projects, I probably have, I don't know, $20, maybe $25. And you can sell this as a set. So how I imagine it to be displayed would be like maybe in a baby's room above their dresser, you would have the wreath, and then you would have maybe some baby books and, you know, the little arrangement. Or this would be above the dresser and this would be over on a side table. But either way, you could pull in the whole decor of a room with 2 small pieces. Dawn, yes ma'am, I am. I don't know who I'm rooming with. Lori just said that come and hang out. So I guess I'll get notified who I'm rooming with later. Alright, y'all. This was today's class. I know I left it last week that I was just going to do this on my own, but you know, I thought, how fair is that since I told you this was going to be a set? So I wanted to show you how I did the extra pieces that were left over, and how if you need smaller pieces, break them up. You can also use this as extra listings. This is 1 listing, this is 2 listings, together would be 3 listings. So there's some options for helping get your Etsy shop stocked. Now keep in mind, fall, Halloween, Christmas, all of these are coming, so you can just take the materials that I used and swapped them out for season appropriate florals and greenery. That's all you have to do with this recipe. Well, I will see you lovely ladies at the retreat then. I'll get to meet all of you. I mean, I know I've met some of you, but I haven't met all of you yet. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I apologize if you were expecting a grapevine today, but like I said, I wanted to complete the whole set and show you how I use up the extra pieces and add extra listings to my Etsy shop to help you guys get your stocked for the holidays. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Love y'all.